lane. So although he was a mid laner for a number of years, and now the Leona and LeBlanc will be locked in as the last couple of picks for the side of NSG. See a lot of Leona as a response to the Pike. Just waiting for the lock in here, and I wasn't expecting the Rengar, but when it ticked down, I was kind of thinking maybe they'll decide to go for that just for a bit of fun, but Mordekaiser will be locked in instead for Prince of... Actually, Mordekaiser... Must be Mordekaiser mid with Syndra. Okay, that could work. It could work. Do you think that that is the optimal way to play it since you're playing into a Nasus?
Ignorant thralls. Playtime's over. You're scared. Good to know. What must be done?
And that's exactly what you said. Mordekaiser top with House and having Renekton in the mid lane, so playing into RIP and peace. For the mind games, James. For the mind games. Into LeBlanc as well.
It's your funeral. Now I'm angry.
And we'll have to keep our eye on that lane. With how well RIP and Peace DFG played yesterday into Bendix, I think it still shows his strengths as a player. Even if Bendix was on a little bit of an off day, a couple of off days in a row, I still think it shows the strengths of the mid lane player for NSG and that he's no slouch in these games. But as pointed out by Ray in the chat, LeBlanc was picked up by DFG and is one of his, if not his best champion, and has been banned away in most, if not all, of the UKEL games during the regular season. So first time he'll actually get to play the LeBlanc, but how will he match up against Howson's Renekton? Might have to use his distortion a little bit more defensively, get down the shackle, and Just play a little bit of the mind games within the lane as well, because Renekton, he's so powerful early on. Mhm. Do you think that he's gonna make a lot of roams? And something that also worries me about the draft coming out from Bulldog is that again they don't have an AD carry. Hmm. Just a little bit of a communication issue there, I think, with the Discord. We weren't aware that James was muted there for the stream. Pretty sure. Thanks, Ray, in the chat once again for helping us out there.
Cheers, man. All my amazing
All of
insight.
your amazing analysis and insight. He predicted
It's all
actually most of the
ruined.
draft from Bulldog.
I
Interestingly.
predicted it all. I saw through it all.
Well, as soon as the Syndra was locked in, you're like, that's going bot lane.
Yeah, it's just really weird not to pick the AD carry early, and once it's left the last pick, it's like, oh, surely the Cinder is now going into the AD carry position. But no matter. At least I'll be here for the actual game.
Yes, you will. That's what matters. Who
That's what
watches
really
Champion
matters.
Select anyway?
Who cares about Champion Select? It's just like a poor man's chess, you know.
I actually quite like watching Champion Selects. Usually,
They are
like even if
interesting
I'm
to play
not
out.
casting the games,
Yeah, at very high levels, they are really interesting. It really is like an elaborate game of chess.
especially when the meta is so heavily cemented.
And people
Because
have
then
had a
you're just
long
like,
time to
okay,
figure
you
things
take
out.
this, I'll take this. I take this, you take this.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the golden rule is you never lose draft. You only have different priorities than the enemy team. That's the golden rule. You never admit defeat.
Until you see a draft that is just so horrible, you're like, okay, this team definitely lost the draft.
No, like I said,
Because
you
some
say
drafts
no.
can just be so terrible.
We just have different priorities to you guys. We think this stuff's really good in the meta right now. Like when NSG picked the Malphite full AP.
Didn't work out at all. But when they picked the Katarina, we're just like, okay, why did they pick a Katarina? And then it just destroyed everyone.
Exactly. You just have different priorities, different comfort. At this sort of level, like when you have certain players that are just so comfortable on champions that it makes up for them not being meta, it's great to see, and it's fun to see these picks that you don't often see, especially in pro play, and even some low tier sort of like ERL sort of stuff. It's nice to be able to see people really shine on those picks.
Yeah, definitely is. As we are just about to load onto the Rift, I should say, for our first game of this series between NSG and Bulldog. Who can strike first, take first blood, maybe even take the first game? Once again, Hume on this Nasus. Can it actually work out and get a win this time?
You're not on my list yet.
I know EGOSpeed will be a little bit salty. He didn't manage to pick up the win yesterday, and like I said earlier, but unfortunately didn't pick it up. He will want to be punishing this Nasus as much as he can. Go Commit will be wanting to head into the top lane and give him as much assistance as possible because Lord knows EGOSpeed's going to be calling for it.
Definitely will, and he has such early power on this Mordekaiser as well, and once he gets towards that mid game, he starts hitting these 2-3 item power spikes. He can, however, fall off towards the late game where he can be more easily punished. So to keep our eyes on that lane, since Hume was still just stomping people in yesterday's game, even though they didn't manage to eke out a win.
Yeah, and it'll be a great redemption and a bit more of, like we said earlier, questions answered if NSG really can have a similar performance they had yesterday. And it will show that it wasn't just Click underperforming, it was NSG taking it to them as well. And I hope to see a repeat performance from Rip and Peace DFG. If Rip and Peace DFG has a similar game to he had yesterday, and the rest of the team performs to a decent level, then hopefully they'll be able to get the win out. And it'd be like I said yesterday on the cast. You know, NSG sort of already have job done. They had a pretty poor start to the split, and they managed to just edge their way into playoffs. Then to take a game off Click, you know, they got to be feeling pretty confident about themselves. Pressure's very much off, and even in this game, the expectation will still be on Bulldogs to be able to come out with the win.
And they even lost a game due to a roster issue, so they were even further behind at that point. Still managed to get through to the playoffs. They didn't manage to win against Click yesterday, but they are still in the running for this third place spot. Now only Bulldogs are in their way.
I love it every so often when there's just a word and your accent really comes through,
I know.
like turd.
I literally just heard it. I was just thinking about it. I cringed. I was like,
Oh no, don't cringe. People love a good accent.
I forgot to pronounce the H. It's so annoying.
just like I was saying with draft plays with different priorities. It's not pronouncing it wrong. You just pronounce it differently.
Just an early gander at mid lane there from the junglers, as that's exactly what I was expecting, as Housen has to flash away. A couple of more auto attacks might be able to do it. Burning down, first blood for RIP.
And as Ray promised us in the chat, Rip in Peace DFG's LeBlanc pretty good. I said that the Renekton should be able to hold himself in lane and not give up too much to this aggression on the LeBlanc, but a little bit of a misstep from Housen there, and a bit too much aggression in the early game when your enemy has an ignite and he drops to it, and that's first blood over to Rip in Peace DFG.
And it's also when he's running more late game scaling Conqueror rather than the early game press the attack, so he should know that he wouldn't have as much of a powerhouse of damage at this early stage. And Gokumet jungle is nearby here, might like to make something happen, but always have the distortion from LeBlanc. Yeah, actually just gonna collapse onto the Silas instead. Goes forward, forced to flash out. He can abscond abduct over the wall, and he will. Gets the stun.
Housen calls his bluff a little bit there after the flash with the E. Keeps going on to him, but his E does manage to come up. And I was saying earlier, I don't think that Rip and PCSG was going to get kills within the lane. He's managed to do it. Hopefully he can transition that lead now across the map and punish potentially an overextending ego speed if he's trying to pressure this Nasus, potentially in the bot lane as well if they end up pushing up.
Nasus already taken a bit of hurt in the top side. Out comes the stun, but Kybit nearby. Not gonna look for anything just yet as the chains come down. Finds the stun, but has very little mana, so just gonna auto attack him at this stage to get a little bit of extra damage. 20 seconds or so until the first Drake will be spawning, and that will be a Cloud Drake, so nothing really hotly contested towards that side of the map, so not expecting too much fuss over it.
Yep. Just looking at the runes across the map, pretty standard from all the participants. We see Conquer on the Nasus again like we saw yesterday, and the amount of damage it was able to pump out. Hopefully we'll see something similar again.
Housen going aggressive here, finds the stun, just get pop forward, stun, pop back, and that's exactly how we'd expect for Renekton to play, but he doesn't have a lot of kill pressure just yet. He's backed and picked up Rejuvenation Bead, but not really to speak of damage-wise.
Yeah, no, like I said, this is the point where Renekton's just going to be able to hold himself, even with that kill. Obviously, Rip and Peace DFG hasn't actually backed yet to be able to use his gold. He's sitting on about 1,700 now.
Yeah, that's a flash forward though. Xenoblade off to the side. Silas is there. Flash away now from Gould. He's looking to try and piece out here. Abscond, abduct will connect, but he gets
TP
knocked
from
back
Ego Speed in the back.
Nice sweep. But Catherine Rain will pick up that kill. As you said, Ego Speed is on the flank, but so is Gokumet Jungle. As Kaibet will just be cut down. Prince of Top picks up that kill. That's a double kill now, going over to the Kaisa. Pulls him into the Nether Realm, but Kaz is just level 4, so that's a double kill now for the Mordekaiser. Ego Speed. Techie Fiend has to try and get away. Flag Drag will become up in the next few seconds. Howson gonna wander down as well. No flash available, so he just gets cut down as well.
That Nasus is gonna have a hard time now. Ego Speed picking up the double kill. The Nasus is going to be able to chip away at this tower now, especially with the ultimate pop. He's going to get a lot of Qs off on that. Going to take 2 plates actually as well. Ego Speed is heading up there, but it's a little bit late to save the plates.
Yeah, he is going to be ahead by just over 100 gold now thanks to the plates coming in. Bone Spear connects, but just going to do a little bit of chip damage onto him. And Prince Top, Ego Speed has yet to back to spend that gold that he got from a couple of kills. So he still has 1,000 gold sitting in his pocket.
Indeed, I'm surprised he didn't back first, especially when he was so far away, to be honest. I think it would have been much better to just go back and make sure you have those items. But he'll push out the wave here, and then just back and reset for himself. Maybe it's just because he didn't have enough to make any significant purchases after the TP.
Okay, but towards this bottom side once again, just gonna back away. Nothing really he could do with the wave in the position that it's in, but Gokuma Jungle's off to the side. Flag of Drag available, will not land the stun. Stun was a little bit premature maybe from Howson there as he just dodges back, chain comes back out. Showing his comfort on this LeBlanc, I think it's very safe to say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a shame that earlier he didn't back so that Howson was able to just push the wave. He roamed down and he got the kill. But he's back now. He's managed to use the gold that he got in that first blood to pick himself up the Lost Chapter. Yeah, there we go, Lost Chapter. And the boots as well, so he'll be feeling much more healthy in the laning phase to be able to have that extra mana for him.
And then on the side of Howson, he's picked up a Tiamat for extra wave clear and damage. No Magic Mantle just for a little bit of extra ammo, as just comes through for a little bit of extra damage. Proc of the electrocute there from Gokuma Jungle.
Ego Speed is on. Pretty decent power spike on the Proto Belt right now. If there was a big 1v1 kill, I would expect him to be going down. Nasus to be going down, sorry. And that's just a dragon picked up for NSG for nothing, really.
Yeah, but that's a Hex Flash forward. Xenoblade Blade will connect. Off the side, Gokuma Jungle is there. We'll actually flag a drag onto Ripping Piece GFG as Howson just gets cut down by Kaz, and now Gokuma Jungle has to try and piece out there with his double buffs. Doesn't want to give that over as Prince Top is in a lot of trouble here. And fighting on both sides of the map as flag drag comes through. He has his flash available if he needs to use it. He will use it to get over the wall, and that's a flash underneath the tower as well as the shutdown goal does go over Gokuma Jungle. I mean, when Prince of Top gets cut down, Kaz now 4-1 on this Kaisa.
If the Nasus is beating you already, that's pretty bad.
He doesn't even have a full item. He just has the Sheen and the Kindle Gem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. We didn't see like the earlier trade, so I'm not entirely sure what occurred. But if Nasus, like I said, Nasus is already beating you, that's not looking good. I mean, he's not even stacked up well. He's not even got any real items at the moment. And Kaisa now also 4-1. It's looking pretty good. I mean, this is NSG are the ones with the scaling, and they're 2k gold ahead.
That is exactly the opposite of what you want if you are on the side of Bulldog. 6-3 now, and
It would be able
they're
to
only
even
down by
out,
about
but
1,000 gold.
yeah, it's good for them to be able to take that tower after the exchange to even things up a bit, but still, like I said, the scaling is in favor of NSG at the moment. Howson not really being able to perform on this early Renekton pick.
Yeah, but they're going to go in on this, and lands the Solar Flare, pulls in with the Death's Hand, but too little too late. You have a Storm Razor on this Kaisa already, now 5-1. He is storming ahead.
And there we see it again, the Corfield's Warhammer on the Nasus. Hopefully we see the Yumu's Ghostblade again. He's getting very close to that 40% CDR already, and it's only 10 minutes into the game.
He had 45% CDR at, I think it was 13 or 14 minutes into the game yesterday, so see if he can get it a little bit earlier today. He has 1-0. He's
really got it actually.
steals away the Pike ultimate here. The flag drag comes through, in comes Cataclysm as well. Kaibet in a lot of trouble, but he just X marks the spot. The Synapse is also the target, but he'll be taken down anyway, even missing the ultimate. That's a double kill now for Kaz, 7-1 at 11 minutes.
Yeah, Gokomet did manage to smite out the Herald though. That is the saving grace for them, and they did manage to pop it onto Gould.
Yeah, looking for the fight in the middle lane though is Howson. Manages to get away and goes Kill Instinct though, almost takes him down. But in comes the Death Realm now looking to take out Techie Fiend, but he'll be flashing away from that. To the top, just gonna try and get his way away.
Nothing much good has happened for Bulldog since that TP play in the bot lane now. That's where all the kills they have come from. Since then, it's just been the NSG show, and Kaz has been able to go in and pick up a decent amount of kills in these skirmishes. And he's really, really far ahead now. Let's check out the gold lead. Yeah, mainly like a 2k gold lead now for him in the bot lane, despite him being down almost 30 CS. Yeah, pretty great for him to be able to be that
He's
far
not
ahead.
farming minions, he's farming champions.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you do at this point? You just need to wait for Gould to scale so they can just one-tap Kaz?
Problem is they lose, like I said, they lose the scaling. Nasus has the 40%, 45% CDR
I mean,
now.
like, you're 12 minutes into the game and you're against a 7-1 Kaisa. What do you do for this mid game? Is there anything you can do? Is FF go next?
I
don't want to just count Bulldog out.
I mean, it's difficult. There are ways that you can get back into the game. These early picks still do have a lot of power that can carry them through it. Renekton's still early game power, still a very strong early game power. A good team fight with Pike can get you stuff.
Death Realm comes through now as the ultimate gets popped by Human. Comes a flag and drag though. Gokomet Jungle is there, has some damage. Will take out the Nasus.
Yeah, that is one way you can get back into the game. You just gotta punish these people that are going a bit over aggressive. Similar.
Yeah, but aggressive underneath the tower. Dominus popped now, but he is not meant for this world and will slowly whittle down. We'll get 1-for-1 even with the heal coming through too little, too late.
Last couple of minutes have been pretty good though for Bulldogs though. They get the they get the kill in the top lane, they get a 1-for-1 bot, and they pop the Herald mid as well. That's going to be a decent amount of gold in their pockets there, and they're now only about 2k behind. Things might change when those tower plates go, and it might be evened out with this tower take as well.
Yeah, if they can get it, but LeBlanc is there. Out comes the chains. There's a 2 versus 1. Does get the proc with Electrocute though, and Shelly will be eventually taken down. A lot of damage on that tier 2 in the middle lane.
Yeah. NSG, they understand that they're ahead, but I don't think they fully appreciate that champions on Bulldog's side are still pretty strong right now due to their early game oppression. And if they go too aggressive, they will get punished for it, especially if they don't have Kaisa there. I mean,
yeah, aggressive again. Gould, he should be taken out there, and full auto attacks will secure the kill, but he's getting to the point where he's starting to deal a sizable amount of damage himself. So if he can get maybe another item under his belt, he mightn't be able to do that against him anymore. Nice bone skewer. Oh, beautifully dodged, but he should be going down here anyway, thanks to the ignite, and will be shut down, but Kaz will get his 9th kill of the game, just shy of 15 minutes.
And he has got 2k gold in his back pocket. He'll go back there and he'll pick up his next item. And all the NSG have to do now is just make sure they fight around Kaz and protect him. If they do that every single fight, maybe leave the Nasus in the side lane. I still think he 1v1, especially after he gets some real items on him, will win that 1v1 against Ego Speed. So as long as they protect Kaz, keep him alive in fights, let him pump out the damage he can with that Ginzu's Razed Blade, they should be able to take this pretty handedly.
Yeah, Solar Flare comes out, lands with the Saint Blade, he flashes away, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and Sky of the Week doesn't manage to come out either. Howson just going to try and take a 1 versus 3, Synapse off to the side. Gokomet Jungle is now going to come in, Flag and Drag comes through, X marks the spot, will secure the kill. Kaz should be taken down here for a shutdown gold, the double kill now for Kaibet. The Death's Hand comes out, takes him to the Nether Realm, but off on the side, that's the triple kill for Kaibet, thanks to this stolen pike ultimate. He's looking for the quadra here. Can he find it? Does he have enough damage? We'll go forwards and backwards with the abscond and abduct. He has so much damage here. He still has the pike ultimate.
Ooh.
Watch it. Oh no, he got pulled back, but he found the delayed quadra.
That's a lot of gold, and that's another threat now that you have to worry about on NSG. That Silas has just pumped a lot of gold into himself. You got the shutdown on Kaiser. That's great. That's 1,000 gold. I'm not sure who managed to get it. Did you see?
So much was happening that I'm actually not sure who got it. His Ghoul just gets cut down, and Hume should be going down as well. Yeah, he has no mana here. He manages to flash away from that from below, but feels like he should be eventually going down as Kaiba is the target in the middle lane. Will miss the abscond abduct. Was anticipating the dodge, but Kaz will pick up that kill. Now the 11th kill in a 16, almost 17-minute game.
Maybe this is the game we have 2 kills a minute.
Well, 28 kills in 17 minutes, you never know. Let's see if it lasts that long. As Rip in peace was caught out, but manages to dash away. They're gonna get this tier 2 tower in the mid lane as well. Now that's 6 towers to 2, 38,500 gold to 29.8. So that's 9,000 gold almost difference. As soon as blade goes in, Eagle speed off to the side. We'll dash forward, flash away now. And still have the backup of Kaiba to the right. He has 4,500 gold waiting in his pocket left to spend. So he can go back and pretty much insta-buy a Rabadons if he wants to go for that sort of build.
Get whatever he wants, and we do see the Phantom Dancer being picked up for Kaiser now.
And that's exactly what he does. Kaiba backs and instantly finishes his Rabadon's death cap, picks up a Hextech Revolver as well. So that's the amount of money that he had waiting in his pocket. He has 2,000, just shy of 2,000, or just over 2,000 gold, I should say. More than Go Commit Jungle at this point. There's a 4,000 gold difference between Kaz and Gould. You're heavily in the lead if you're NSG.
Yeah, definitely, and like I've been saying, the scaling still benefits them. So to be able to be 10k gold ahead and be able to say, you know what, you delay this game as much as you want, in 10 minutes time it's still going to be just as bad for you, is definitely very reassuring. I'm not sure what Bulldogs really need to do in order to come back from it. I think you just have to keep punishing the over-aggression that NSG have had at a lot of times when they don't really respect the power of some of these champions like Mordekaiser, like the J4.
But you're up in gold in each roll. I'll hold that for a second as the bonus tier connects onto Kaiba, pulled back with the Death's Hand here. Kaiba has so much healing though with his Kingslayer. Death from below will not be enough, but the shutdown gold does go over to Ego Speed House, and now looking for more with the Dominus pop and goes the Nasus. He just teleports into the fray. He doesn't care at all. Kaz picks up the kill onto House and looking for the double. He will find it. Kaz now in a lot of trouble here. He is locked into the Cataclysm, but he will eventually fall. But the team will find the ace for 2.
And it's starting to look like what Bulldogs want to do. They want to be able to punish this over-aggression, but they stick around a bit too long. The Nasus TP's in. Like you said, he did not care whatsoever. He just sat in there, popped his ultimate, popped the Qs, kept them going, one after the other. Had a huge amount of damage, and even though Kaz went down, they managed to keep pushing on, and they're going to take an inhib for this, and possibly the bot inhib tower as well.
They have minions pushing into the top tower. They have RIP and Peace DFG pushing in that bottom side as well. He will take that inhib tower. That's an exposed inhib, a taken inhib, and the top lane is also under threat. We have just crested the 20-minute mark. A Mounted Drake is on the board. The Baron is on the board. It is a 10,000 gold difference between Bulldogs and NSG as RIP and Peace. They're going to be in a lot of trouble here. He will just pop the pike, and he's just going to dash back and forth. He is alive. He is safe. Howson is going to go down to Hume. They took that fight 1 versus 2. Hume just comes running back and turns it so easily.
Nasus God is back again.
Yeah, has to flash away from the Nasus, and he just stacks him. +6 to the stacks there. Takes the inhib. I think he stacked that as well as Ego Speed off to the side, looking for the flank. I don't think there's much he can do, even onto RIPM pieces. Sky of the Week will connect, doesn't quite have enough damage. You're onto the Nexus towers now, as the death from below will finally shut him down, but the Nasus is just too damn strong. And damn, he gets obliterated in the face, but it really doesn't matter. They're onto the Nexus. Hume, he still has a lick of mana to his name. Just go back away as Kaz picks up yet another kill. 14, 3, and 7, and he doesn't care at all that the Renekton is there, that Go Commit Jungle is nearby. They're eventually going to back away. They took 2 inhibs. They took both the Nexus towers. Now they're just gonna give up Techie Fiend. That's a beautiful Zenith blade, but they're gonna take out Go Commit Jungle. Houston looking for the next kill. He has to flash away now. Uses the E just to get a little bit more space, and he finds the double. 16 and 3. His back is as sore as hell. He has the team upon him.
I felt so bad for you. The action just kept coming. I was like, give my boy a break. Give my boy a break. But we just had it there. We had 2 kills a minute, which finally happened. The game just needs to end now and we'll be okay.
It is this close to ending. I think Nasus could solo this Baron if he wanted to. He's going to start it off anyway with the Spirit Circle, the Spirit Fire, and he has Kaibat there to help him out as well. They're just going to duo this down. They have super minions conga lining into the base in the bottom lane and the mid lane. Almost took down that top lane inhib tower as well, and they're just melting through it with the double Baron. I mean, the double mounted. Double Baron. They pick up Baron with the double mounted.
I mean, it's just a matter of time now before they stomp back into that base with the Baron buff and take the final win.
Do you just go for a straight up fight here? On the side of NSG, do you close it out macro style, pushing in the top? It looks like they're going to go for a little bit of both.
Yeah, no, you don't really need to. You just have to let the minions push in with your Baron buff, take that final inhib just to put the final nail in the coffin there. Walk in and hit the Nexus.
Yeah, RFP and Pisa a lot of trouble here. Out comes the Solar Flare, but Kaiba is locked into the Nether Realm. He actually did it himself. He stole away the Nether Realm. As Houston's in a lot of trouble. Prince of Top, Ego Speed in a lot of trouble himself. Uses his own ultimate just to lock in the support, but he can't even 1v1 him, as Kaz will eventually take him down. One has to assume, but before that happens, NSG take game.